What is an open-ended laboratory learning? By definition, in open-ended laboratory learning, students are not bound by specific rules and procedures alone. They are allowed to ensure the rationality of experimental methods through various exploration and calibration techniques. This approach provides students to think and act more explicitly and not just memorize the testing procedures. Thus, starting from the 2015 cohort, environmental engineering laboratories' transition to open-ended learning has been implemented and improved from the semi-open level to the open-ended learning lab. Comparison between traditional and OEL and delivery and assessment method based on CO. The first outcome is to carry out experiments with proper procedures and techniques in the environmental problems, water quality, pollutions, and waste. Laboratory work with demonstrator, test and final examination are changed to laboratory work with facilitator instead, and student presentation through lab poster. In the second course outcomes, which is develop relation and practical problems in environmental issues, water air noise pollution, by analyzing evaluation and interpret experiment results, laboratory work with instruction manual, procedure given, observation during lab and demonstration was changed to laboratory work with problem-based, procedure generated by students, and observation and reflection student discussion through open-ended learning lab. For the third course outcome, which is to evaluate and write technical report outcomes in the systematic format, the laboratory lab report for traditional lab was changed to research journal format in OEL lab procedure. What is the rationale of implementing open-ended laboratory learning? This transformation learning are in line with the requirements of the Engineering Accreditation Board. The criteria are to ensure students are able to design and perform experiments, analyze and interpret data, and take advantage of theoretical knowledge from laboratory practice, as well as skilled in understanding the real work situation. The previous laboratory method by expository produced laboratory reports that were almost identical, and even more disappointing, when the same data from other students used in other group reports. Also, previous environmental engineering practices were implemented according to test equipment and not based on the practicality and exploration of the fundamental technical analysis. Students are too inclined to memorize rather than identify rational experiments on environmental problems and traffic measurements. Approach on open-ended lab implementation for environmental and traffic lab, Faculty of Engineering and UMS are divided into 3 steps. The first step is by letting student to understand on the topic question through lab briefing, given topic or problem cases, as well as continuous discussion on the topic. Under Conduct Experiment and Analysis section, students are required to design experiment method based on real problem. To conduct detailed experiment work and analysis within the time frame given 1 to 2 weeks, as well as consultation and monitoring with instructor or laboratory staff. The third step is used report in technical journal format. This format are divided in 2 stages. The first stage is to draft for feedback, validate results and avoid misleading outcome. And the second stage is assessed and upload in Schoology for peer sharing by student. For instance, in traffic laboratory, each group is expected to design their own proposal based on the given real case study, such as spot speed study, signalized intersection study, and etc. with minimum consultation. For environmental engineering lab, one of the real case study is where each group are given an area in UMS to evaluate status of pollution by comparing and analyzing each data attained from the field at different points in times. Another real case study related environmental lab is to discuss the possibility of harvesting and recycling the used water in the UMS mosque. Students are required to provide method and effective design to the solution. Here are some of the journal and report examples done by the student since the implementation of OEL back in 2015. Based on the course outcome analysis on teaching and learning of OEL, The result revealed that students not only showed an improvement in grades but also showed a 12% increase in course learning outcomes compared to traditional laboratory methods. Besides that, the open laboratory learning implemented in environmental and traffic laboratories has made students more creative and innovative in designing and implementing their laboratories. Furthermore, their writing reports and experimental results help students better understand the concepts of experimentation and testing better than traditional methods that are relatively static. That's all for this video. Thank you for your attention.